MegaPodTastic.
Good morning, MegaPodlings. Crazy Joe coming to you from my car because it is raining outside. I am outside the AMC 309 where we are about to check out the movie Best of Enemies. I had never heard of this movie before a couple weeks ago. I saw the trailer on something I was seeing here, and it looks good. It's about a Klansman. You know, I think it takes place like in the 60s or 70s. The head of the Ku Klux Klan, and he becomes friends with a black woman. It really looks like an interesting movie. I've never heard of this story before. It's a true story. I don't know this story. I never heard of the movie until I saw the trailer, but it really piqued my interest, and it stars Sam Rockwell, who is one of my favorite actors. I always joke around that he's one of my two straight man crushes, him and Jason Segel. So I gotta go see this because Sam Rockwell, man, Sam Rockwell. So let's check this out. I'm gonna go get out of the rain. All right, I'm going to stand out in the rain to get the gratuitous poster shot. There's the poster. There is Sam Rockwell, one of my favorite actors. And again, I have never heard of this movie until I saw the trailer a couple weeks ago. I'm getting wet. Let's get out of here. It's raining out. All right, let's talk about Best of Enemies. I really liked it. I liked it a lot. It was really, really good. Very well done movie. You've got Sam Rockwell as the head of the Klan, and he's teamed up on this as co-chair on this community council with this black activist woman. And the two of them do not like each other, as you would expect. It's about the integration of schools. A black school has burned down, and they want to integrate the schools so that the black students could go to school with the white students. This takes place in 1970 in the South. And obviously, the Klan's very much against this, and it is the job of Sam Rockwell to make sure this integration does not happen. He reluctantly takes this position on this town council as co-chair with this woman, Ann Atwater, because he feels he has to in order to make sure this integration doesn't happen. And what happens next is really amazing because this is a true story. He undergoes a real transformation. Now, I don't really want to give spoilers away here, but quite frankly, if you've seen the trailer, I think you could probably piece together exactly what plays out next. Also, it's history. It's in the history books. You could look it up. You can find it. I was really impressed. The performances were good. And it's an uplifting story about how even the worst people among us, and I would say a Klan leader would certainly qualify as one of the worst people among us, but even the worst among us can change. Everyone, to quote Rocky, I say this on one of the most recent podcasts I did. I said, to quote Rocky, if you could change and I could change, we all can change. It's a terrible, terrible line of dialogue from Rocky IV. One of the worst lines of dialogue ever written for a movie. But it's a nice message, right? I really liked this movie. I really enjoyed it. I would say check it out. Now, I noticed it got negative reviews. And when I got back from the movie, I was looking at Rotten Tomatoes, and it did not get good reviews on Rotten Tomatoes. And one of the big criticisms was that it's another story about race through the eyes of a white man. And in fact, my guest on the most recent MegaPodTastic podcast said the exact same thing. That was his critique as well. He hadn't seen the movie, but that was what he immediately, when he heard the premise, he said, well, I got one problem going right in. Now, that's not an invalid point. We certainly do need more movies that show these racial problems from the black perspective, not the white guy's perspective. We definitely need that. Yeah, I don't disagree with that at all. But I feel like to criticize this movie for that is a little unfair, because the movie is the movie. It is what it is. And I think we have to judge it on the basis of what is in front of us, not on what it isn't. You know what I mean? It's it's tough to say, well, I don't like this movie because it's not this. Well, what is it? Judge it on what it is. And I think it's a nice story. It's an uplifting story, I think. I like this movie. I like this movie a lot. I think it's an unbelievable story, and it's wonderful. And I may be biased too because Sam Rockwell is one of my favorite actors, but I enjoyed this, and it's not getting great reviews, but I give it my stamp of approval, and I say, go and check it out. I really liked it. Anyway, keep wearing those pajamas.
Keep wearing those pajamas with the plastic feet. Keep wearing those pajamas. Tell everyone you meet. Keep wearing those pajamas with the back door flap. Keep wearing those pajamas. Don't open, it's a trap. Oh no, it's a trap. Some people call them PJs, some people call them jammies. They can come embroidered with big money and no whammies. They can have 100 tiny commander adamas, but no matter how they look, just keep on wearing those pajamas. Keep on wearing those pajamas. Keep wearing those pajamas. And now we're having fun. Keep wearing those pajamas. And now the song is done.